Good morning. And it is morning. It's 111 for me, AM. And it's actually the day that I'm doing this, the November 12th, or the 12th of November. And I have 21 instead of 12. I had to type in the right number. I reverse things sometimes. Anyway, I decided not to do a video yesterday for today. I decided to go ahead and go to bed a little bit early, and I woke up in about 3 to 4 hours time and thought, well, I'll do one at 111. So that's what I'm doing, and this will not be scheduled. It will go live as soon as I'm finished with it. So that's something that I haven't done for a little while. I've been doing them the day before. The title that I've selected for today's video is Rumors of Shutting Down the Power Grid. Yes, I've heard the elite plan to shut down the grid in the U.S. for 3 days, November 13 to 15. I believe those are the correct dates. Will they be able to do it? Will they be able to pull off any of their plans to disrupt normal life on a wide scale anywhere now that so many people have become aware of what is going on in our world? Are the ETs working with the freedom fighters to thwart those plans? Obviously, no one stopped the massive typhoon in the Philippines, and now our hearts go out to those affected by the wide-scale devastation. This I believe that the global chess game is being played out and reaching a crescendo. A feeling of major changes seems to supercharge the very atmosphere. To me, this is true even though many of us are being challenged in our personal lives. One power grid or another is being affected. Now, let me start with the Philippines. I have several friends that are in the Philippines, and there was if reports are true, and I believe they probably are, more than 10,000 people may have lost their lives in the Philippines, and millions of people have their homes destroyed. And my heart goes out anywhere there's such devastation, whether it's caused by a storm such as the typhoon that just hit the Philippines, that the winds were off the charts. I don't know that they've ever measured. It's a category 5 plus hurricane, we would call it if it was here in Florida, but it's a typhoon there. And absolutely, absolutely devastating. And we have, I believe, the technology to redirect such storms if they occur naturally, just as we have the technology to more or less direct them. We saw that here in Florida in 2004, where they actually made hurricanes make turn right angles, or even turn back on themselves and go 180 degrees in the other direction. They were experimenting. They were playing with their technology. But there are technologies on Earth that are not being operated by humans. And my sense is that the grid of the world, if you will, has been being manipulated by positive ETs for many years now. I'm sure it started happening toward the end of the 20th century, as the good ETs, the Pleiadians, the Syrians, the Arcturians, and others began to work with people of the native people, the indigenous peoples of Earth, who were still in touch with the power grids and with the energy flow of things, and began to work with Drunvalo Melchizedek and others along that line to actually affect the grids, like Cryon always says, that channeled by Lee Carroll. There's a lot of things that have been going on to set the stage for the place that we are. Some have even suggested that 2012 was actually miscalculated and it was a year off, that this is really the 21st of November is really the 12/21 12 that we were told about last year. Is any of that true? I don't know. I find it fascinating, and I do spend some time, actually quiet time, just feeling and meditating and sensing what's going on in my body, sensing what feels like is going on around me. And I've long sensed that lots of things are happening. And I've sensed that there's a lot of frustration, especially the greatest frustration is especially at the levels of the people that have wanted to rule the world, because they're not able to get their World War III started. They're not able to get some of their black ops accomplished in the United States. Their plan to blow up a bomb in Charleston, South Carolina, and it ends up blowing out hundreds of miles out to sea because of some of the good military people. And there's rumors of arrests coming, and they're desperate. These people are getting desperate, and I feel that even when there's a lot of apprehension on the part of people in general as we face a whole bunch of issues in our lives. I mean, my whole life is going to change when my family moves in with me. My peace and tranquility is not going to be peace and tranquility with 3 children. That's just the reality of it. On the one hand, I'm thrilled to be able to form closer bonds with my daughter and with my grandchildren, but on the other hand, it's going to affect my lifestyle. And so there are mixed emotions. And I talked to other people. I just did an audio interview yesterday for Double Dutch Radio with Lucas Christians, and he's feeling this energy. And others that I talked to around the world are feeling these energies that are going on. And yet there's the sense that the darkest plans, the most heinous plans that the elite would like to bring to pass on a wide scale just aren't going to happen. Too many people are saying no, are saying enough. And the rumors that Benjamin Fulford and others are saying that there's going to be mass arrests, that these people that have been planning all these things, they're the ones that are going to end up in the FEMA camps in the United States, because the United States is the #1 country trying to stop the changes, the positive changes from happening. And it was reported that France and Saudi Arabia and Israel and a handful of other countries are also playing that game. But apparently many countries are starting to make the shift. Many countries around the world are starting to talk about the release of the global trusts and stuff like that. I listened to part of an interview, which was way too long from my perspective, with Mel V. I like things short and neat. I don't like things that go on for hours and hours because of time constraints. But she was talking about such things, and people around the world are becoming more aware. Now, I have it scheduled for tomorrow to do an interview with Karen Hudas. I'm really excited and looking forward to that. She's also doing one on Truth News Radio in Australia, and me right after that. Although I have a thought to contact her today and see if she's willing to do it today, and then it'll go up tomorrow. I'm not sure if that's going to happen. We have tentatively have it scheduled for tomorrow morning Eastern time, which means it would go up the following day. And if we did it today, it will go up tomorrow. And I'm not sure how that's going to play out, if she's going to be amenable to a last minute change in schedule. It seems like she might be, but I don't know. In any case, lots and lots and lots of people are waking up, and the grid is being affected, whether we're talking about the power grid of the electrical power across the United States, or whether we're talking about shutting down the internet, which there's also been some rumors of that. I'd like to see how they're going to do that. I mean, it's not like you can just throw a switch and all of the internet goes down at once unless you shut down the entire power grid. That would be about the only way that could be accomplished. And are all the power companies going to go along with it? Are the people that work for the power companies, I mean, even if the CEOs order it to be shut down, the people that work for the power companies are people that are also going to be affected by power outages in their own house. Are they going to follow orders when it's going to affect their own families? And they know that it's something that is being controlled, something that they're being asked to do that's going to hurt them. Are they going to be willing to follow orders along that line? These are some of the questions that I ponder as I look at some of these rumors that fly around. And I don't have the answers, folks. I don't have the answers, but I do have the desire to see a world that serves the people. A world that starts supporting those of us that want peace, instead of supporting those that make lots of money over creating disturbances, whether it's war, whether it's unnecessary famine, whether it's storms in crazy places or that behave in unheard of ways, creating tsunamis by exploding bombs in the oceans off the coast of countries to create a tidal wave. I mean, these are all things that have been used in the past, and I think it's becoming more and more difficult for those that want to wreak havoc to accomplish what they want to do. Something good is going on. That's my sense. And the grid is being affected, but it's the grid of holy points, of power points on the world where the energies are being shifted by the good guys, if you will, by the people and beings, human and extraterrestrial, that may be in fact working together to create the kind of change on Earth that will make the Earth enter into a more golden age, or shall I say the world enter into a golden age, because the world is the system. The Earth is just nature. And our nature and the system finally going to get on the same page and work together. That is my prayer, that is my hope, that is my vision, that this in fact is what's going on. That nature is starting to work with those that have controlled the world or the system or the matrix, and good things are coming out of it. We're going to learn cooperation. We're going to learn to work together, as challenging as that is for human beings to get on the same page and even listen to each other, to even hear what the other person is saying, and to feel the emotion, the fear, the apprehension of stepping into the unknown, which is what we're facing. We're stepping into something that has never happened before. We're creating it. And it's our energy, our expectation, our passion, even our fears. And it's not, the fears themselves are not bad. It's facing this apprehension, this anxiety. It's facing it and telling the truth about it. Have I not been saying that? Be authentic, be where you are. This idea of pretending you're something that you're not, and pretending that the negative doesn't exist and that you're not affected by it. This is so counterproductive in my mind to everything that we're looking for. All of this new age bullcrap of only focusing on positive things is one of the worst separations going on. And we need to shut down that power grid, because that power grid is counterproductive to accomplishing peace on Earth. The solution to every problem that we have is in the problem itself. And so as we look at this plan to shut down the power grid, let's send energy to the people on the ground, with feet on the ground and fingers on the switches that would be able to shut it off. And let's let them be empowered and send light to them so that they will just say no, that they will realize the insanity of shutting down something that's going to hurt so many people across a wide area, in this case the United States, continental United States. Will it happen? Personally, I don't think so. Do I know? No, I don't. But we can do something about it as we look at it honestly, as we look at our situation as truthfully as we're able to, and as we provide the intent, the will, and the passion behind it to actually make changes. It's thought plus feeling plus action equals demonstration. So let's put our thoughts and our feelings toward healing the planet, toward healing even the world. Okay? The matrix. People say you can't heal the matrix. Well, maybe it's never been done before, but let's do it anyway, because all things, to me, are possible if we will only move into that realm of possibility in our minds and say, I know they've said we can't, but I say let's give it the best shot we have. Perhaps we actually can. That's all I'm going to say for today. Thank you again for listening, and may God bless you. Namaste.